You're listening to the Board Game Snobs podcast, a ridiculous podcast with ridiculous hosts that discuss ridiculous things. And any mention of board games is purely coincidental. And so, without further ado, and with a heavy dollop of shame and embarrassment on my part, I give you the Board Game Snobs.
And go.
And welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. This is Jerry.
This is Gabby.
And with us is
Enrique.
Oh, sorry, I almost just barely unmuted you.
you timed that perfectly. I'm glad that you're with us, Enrique.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Let's do this every single time.
Like every time, just keep talking about welcome.
Welcome back, Cotter.
We didn't do our cold open for our advertisements. We have to hear from somebody who's not a sponsor. We don't have a not sponsor.
We don't have a not sponsor?
We need a not sponsor. What's a product that you really enjoy that people don't know about?
That people don't know about. Amazon.com.
I have a product that I've been using here recently.
What?
Mouth tape. Do you know about mouth tape?
Mouth tape? What's mouth tape?
I don't know about burrito tape. That's tape that you can tape a burrito closed, but then you can eat the tape.
That sounds like something that fat people would need. Mouth tape.
There you go. Not even... We are literally 1 minute into the podcast and already a fat joke.
You brought it up. Hey, you brought up burritos and tape. I said tape. You thought of burrito.
tape.
Not gonna lie,
Mouth
you kind
tape.
of walked into it.
You did. Well,
Enrique, it's always better when you're not on.
amazing. Mouth tape.
Try not to laugh directly into the microphone.
You do what
Sorry.
you do, you Enrique.
No, you do not. You're not the editor.
Hey, don't yell into the microphone. So a lot of people, when they sleep with their mouth open. Are you a mouth breather?
Oh, yes.
I know you're a mouth breather.
I don't think I'm a mouth. Am I?
You don't even have nostrils. You breathe through your mouth constantly.
Really?
Your septum is totally deviated
You have a deviant
into
septum.
your mouth.
It is bad. I'm
like
not saying
literally-
that your septum's crooked,
You smell through your mouth.
but I wouldn't take a loan from it.
Okay.
Okay. So mouth tape is this clear, translucent tape that just tapes over your lips that keeps your mouth closed so that when you sleep,
Gotta make sure your nose is clear.
it makes sure that you breathe through your nose. And so that is like, makes you sleep a whole lot better. It's a great
Does
thing.
it prevent snoring?
Yes. Because you kind of, keeps your mouth closed. And it's also
try that.
very
Where do
healthy.
you buy it at?
You can buy it anywhere.
Or is it
Amazon.
is it duct tape?
No. Well, I mean, you use any type, but the mouth tape is actually it's softer, so it doesn't tear up your lips.
Or is it like burrito tape? Can you eat it?
As you know, no. As you see, I have very plump and delicate lips. Mm-hmm. Which
Not
is,
so much, really.
I do too.
Oh, your top one's a little lacking.
No, it's not.
As
Yeah,
opposed to
it
me.
is.
You don't have lips.
Obviously, at least I can tell.
You literally don't have a top lip.
You literally don't have a top lip.
You're lipless.
Lipless in Seattle.
Why you guys just...
That's a good. Okay, I was trying to think of another one. That was a good one. I know I didn't laugh at it, but I enjoyed the fact that it was.
You said it was funny.
It was.
I always enjoy
I'm
that.
trying to think of something else. I'm sorry. Now you've got me sidetracked. But lip tape to help you stop snoring and get a better night's sleep.
I'll have to check that out because I'm quite the snorer these
You
days.
do. You snore awful.
Snora Jones.
Another one. God, I'm behind. I'm struggling. I'm struggling.
Noah's Ark.
Stop.
Okay.
Please, because I'm trying to. I can't even get caught up. What game did we play?
We played a fistful of meeples.
We're jumping right into that because you don't have your phone. So
I don't have my phone, and you said you have banter.
I can't find it. I'm looking.
Was
for it.
the duct tape?
No, that
the
was
lip tape.
that was the product placement. I gotta find what I talked about. I wrote stuff down.
Put your hand up on my lip. You lip, I lip, you lip.
What?
Remember that song?
I don't.
You put your hand up on my hip. You dip, I dip, we dip.
Oh,
Remember that song?
Nicki Minaj.
No, my God. This is like from the 90s.
I don't know it.
You're dipping.
Dabbing.
No, not dabbing.
I dab.
You
You're
dab?
Dapper Dan.
I dab a lot. Is dabbing fine? Is that still
Sure.
cool?
I don't know what-
No, yeah. Like 7 years ago, nobody dabs anymore.
People dab.
No one dabs.
And people dab.
I've never physically seen anyone dab at all.
You
Just did. I just did it.
You just did.
Yeah,
Dab.
just dabbed in your face. In your lipless face.
You were dabless. Yeah.
You were dabless until now, but now you've been dabbed.
Thank you. That
Thanks, Dab.
I can't find what I wrote down for the podcast.
What do you? Oh my God!
I wrote stuff down.
This is what I get for not having my phone.
I swear I wrote down funny stuff.
Oh, did you?
It was hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. I can't find it.
You know what the last part of your body is to die? The last part of your body to die is? Your pupils. They dilate.
really.
Enrique was on it. Enrique was on it. I stole that off of dad jokes, like on Twitter. Enrique was like, really?
As soon as I heard it, I was like, I'm an idiot. You better give
And
me
I
some
don't
of
even have
that.
my phone on me.
Dude, drink that.
Hey, easy.
Take a shot.
It's just dribbling down his chin because he has no lips.
He doesn't have any lips. He doesn't have any lips. He can't contain. He can't contain it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm sorry. I failed you. I failed you. I know. I had it, but now I don't. But fistful of meeples.
so we're at 6 minutes in.
I'm sorry.
No banter. No banter
What, do we
whatsoever.
have an email? I'll look and see. Do we have an email?
Just we can't. God forbid we start talking about a board game. Oh no, that's
What's
not
that?
me. Call from Sharday.
Oh,
This is everything's falling apart because I don't have my phone. Gina, answer the phone. Gina.
oh,
I bet you
Lord.
she's gone. She just took your phone and just left.
She's like gone in like 60 seconds.
You know that. So Jared.
Lipless cage.
Stop! Stop! Just stop!
I can't. I'm on a roll.
Please. Good Lord.
See, you know what? You know what's tough when you're trying to look stuff up on your phone, but you're trying to be engaged at the same time. It's hard.
It is hard, but
So now you realize the difficulties I go through when you're like, "Give me some banter," and I'm sitting there trying to go through my phone. That's why I printed up the squirrel story. Now you know why I print.
Jared Rutledge, did you read his email about IPs?
I did not, but it was a good one. Gourd head.
He was watching a few YouTube videos on the future of board gaming. Many of the themes I noticed was a move away from generic themes and more through this one.
That one right there.
Okay, there you go. Slide across like a bartender. There you go.
Thank you.
Right into your phalange.
Yes, got it.
Companies using IPs. I like that Jared put IPs and then in parentheses put intellectual properties because he thought you wouldn't know what IP was. Because he obviously knows that I know what IP means. But he wanted to make sure you knew because he assumed that you're an idiot.
If I had a finger that acted, I would call it Phalange Harmon.
To make their game more compelling or to draw a bigger draw to a given fandom. While I think that this can be great to draw new people into board gaming, it does have a negative impact. Board games already have a fairly narrow margin for profit. This is true.
Fairley Brothers.
When you have to pay for IP licensing, you have a significant cut already. This is increasing. What are your thoughts on
Maybe
this?
not like 2 movies out of that. The IP Man.
Is it the IP Man or is it the IP Man? IP Man?
Ip.
IP?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Ip Man.
It's
Ip.
IP Man?
Yeah.
You pronounce
They
it?
took off the L.
It's not an I.
It used to be Lip Man. All right.
You can't blame him for that one.
Somebody cut off his lips and he turns into,
Just the Ip Man.
turns into John Wick. Who just goes
John
around.
Lithgow started it. Okay.
Okay, I love John.
Love John Lithgow.
That's not that funny. But Jared is worried about IPs. Here's my thoughts on IPs. I think they're a cash cow in some instances, such as Star Wars and things of that nature.
Fast and Furious Highway Heist on our last episode.
And I suspect that probably did help this game sell at Target. But for
That's the reason I bought it. Strictly. That is strictly the reason I bought that game.
strictly. But for most people in hobby board gaming, we're just worried about the theme, not necessarily the IP, I would say. Because there's a lot of IP games that aren't that
IP
great.
helps.
To a degree. But at the same time, if you're just relying on the IP to be the motivating factor for people purchasing your game, it seems like they get a little lazy on the development of it.
Well, that's why people are talking about that. We mentioned that in the last episode. We mentioned that Rear Window, which I should have pulled it up. I don't know who makes it.
I'm looking it up.
But they're saying, like, everybody's like, that's a weird IP to attach the gameplay and mechanisms to,
Well, maybe
because it's old.
nobody was thinking about. You know what I like? A Rear Window.
I love Jimmy Stewart. Mary.
Funko Games, Prospero Hall.
Okay, so
Man, it's rated really high too.
people seem to love that game. I'd like to give it a chance, but I'll say, to me, that one, I saw the theme of that one, Rear Window. I wasn't interested. Like, I think the IP can either attract or, that's a stupid thing to say, obviously. Isn't it?
Obviously, but it is kind of but it can also deter, I think is what you're saying.
Deter, yes.
Yes, deterrent. Because you will see a game that you're thinking, this is like, I mean, who's going to play this game? Andy Griffith, the board game. I mean, it's like, I like
Or you
this.
just go fishing.
I like the show, but it's like, at the same time, are you
Yeah.
really? But there are some IPs.
It seemed weird to go so old.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Casablanca.
I know Rear Window, but if you ask probably almost any millennial or Gen Zer, I guarantee they've never heard of Rear Window.
What other IP could they make? Schindler's Lisp. Drop it. Drop the mic and just shut us off right now. This has been the Board Game Snobs podcast. Sign us off. I'm done. Schindler's Lisp.
I thought we were doing lips.
Lip.
Schindler's
Doesn't matter.
Lips.
Doesn't matter.
That should have been lips.
Have you been getting that on YouTube? Were all these recommendations for Schindler's List?
No.
This is...
Do you have TikTok? TikTok probably watching you.
I don't watch TikTok, and nor do I have TikTok.
Oh.
But in August, it's been a phenomenon that's been going on YouTube. Everybody's been getting recommendations for scenes
Great John Travolta movie.
from... What?
Phenomenon.
No.
No, it's not.
No.
It's terrible.
Was that like he just got struck by lightning or
Yeah, and
something?
he had like powers.
No.
Michael was much better.
Enrique, he was Jesus. Enrique stuck his finger in a toaster and thought he was magnetic for like 3 weeks. But no, Schindler's List has been recommended on everybody's shorts on YouTube for like the
Really?
whole month of August. I don't know why. But it does make me appreciate Ray Fiennes.
Oh, fantastic.
I love Ray Fiennes. I
He's
like
a
the
fine
fact
actor.
that his last name and his first name don't sound right.
Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
But he decided, no, my name is Ray Fiennes.
We have discussed this before.
I have, and I will discuss it again because Ray Fiennes is a fine actor. You know who else is? Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
You know who else is? Bill Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley, his
I
brother.
said Bill.
I said his brother, Ben.
Well, Ben was also he was the Mandalorian on Iron Man 2, wasn't he? The Manchurian.
The
candidate?
Manchurian candidate.
He's the bad guy, wasn't he? I watched that. I was trying to catch up on Marvel.
You were close with Mandalorian. I kind of had it in my brain, but then you lost me.
He was
with
the
Mandarin.
He made the mandolin. He played a little mandolin.
Well, that's that movie with Nicolas Cage.
Played the lute.
Yes.
Stop. Just stop.
This is just.
So we
Okay.
played one of our favorite.
Ricky's been steady eating chips
Are
this
you-
entire time.
Don't eat my chips.
Just,
Did you?
no, do not talk with your mouth full. You've been.
He got
Your mic's been
crumbs.
shut off.
He got crumbs in my Evan Williams.
He doesn't care. That's Jim Beam, by the way. I paid an extra $5 for that one.
You're a good man.
You're welcome.
You're a good man.
So anyway, IP, going back to Jared Rutledge's email. like I said, Fast and Furious Highway Heist, I wouldn't have even looked at it. But because it was I love Fast and Furious, so I was like, oh, let me check this out. And I don't care for cooperative games either. But it was fun. But Prospero Hall has been doing this thing. I want to play Goonies. The only one I have not heard really like good a whole lot about was they made a Back to the Future game as well. Mm-hmm. But all these games, and they make them very nice looking with nice little plastic pieces and stuff. But they're making them. You're getting your bang for your buck with the IP that Prospero Hall's using for all their games.
Bravo, Arsenio Hall. Doing a good job. Well, if you had to pick an IP, Arsenio Hall, Prospero Hall, get it? Please stay with me.
Oh, wow. That was a stretch. Stretch Armstrong.
You're a stretch. What's the
I have stretch marks.
IP that you would like to see be used? Enrique, do you have an IP?
I do not.
Okay, think about that while you're just over there turning the mic back on.
Well, he was crunching on chips.
Okay, stop crunching on chips. Think of an IP, which is an intellectual property that you would like to see made into a board game, and then we'll refer back to you.
But see, this is the thing. When I play when I'm playing a board game, I like things that have a good interconnection of mechanisms that work well together. When I'm watching a movie or show, I'm not thinking, what mechanisms would I incorporate to make this into a game? I'm not thinking that. Except for, I mean, you would do very straightforward things like Star Wars where you're just shooting at each other.
Right.
X-Wing does that. Right. That's a good version of that. But that's done to death. I can't think of something off the top of my head.
But designers listen to us. People, they're listening in. Martin Wallace right now sitting next to his fireplace with his radio on, listening to us, thinking, what could be my next IP? What could be
the shows I enjoy.
Okay, there's a start.
Shows I enjoy.
Sex in the City. Let's see. What was that other one? Gilmore Girls.
Everything I like is, let's see, Riverdale, Archie and Jughead.
Everything that you like is so cliche. It's already been done.
How dare you?
I'm not saying that.
If I had my phone, I literally keep a list of TV shows I watch because
is your phone.
Well, because my memory is shot.
Michael Langford was just telling me about how great I was and how I am the backbone of this show and that he needs to come back on the show, and here this proves it. Without your phone, you're useless.
I have not had my phone, and I've been making some banger lip puns.
Oh, that's it. Puns.
That's me. That is me. Enrique just stroking his mustache.
Please stop.
But I keep notes on my phone because I like to keep notes on stuff I'm watching because there's so much crap coming out constantly. That's like, well, that's good, but I can't remember everything. But I don't have my phone. Gina still has it. She hasn't.
So your phone is that's your. Enrique, any thoughts?
Not yet.
Both of you.
Any thoughts?
Like,
no.
Both of you are useless.
Like
Useless.
There's nothing good for me to come up with an IP with. It's just there's nothing.
I would like a good adventure game. Ooh. I just thought of this like Uncharted. The movie came out. Absolute garbage. But they made that one movie, Something in Glory. It's an old game.
Movie? Oh, you said movie. You mean game.
Game.
Yeah, Honor and Glory. Not Honor and Glory, but I know what you're talking about. It's like a big box game.
Yes.
Indiana Jones knockoff.
And it was supposed to be like that. Like, I would like that, but everybody says that's kind of like real hit or miss, and like I don't hear anybody talk about it these days.
So,
Fortune and Glory.
Fortune and Glory.
I would like to have I love Indiana Jones. What's that? The Golden Monkey. You remember that movie, that TV show from the 80s?
Yes.
It was like an Indiana Jones complete ripoff.
Yes.
I like Uncharted, the video game.
Quartermain.
Even though I've never played it. Quartermain. Alan Quartermain and what's the city?
Solomon.
King Solomon's Mines.
Love
Richard Chamberlain.
Richard Chamberlain. R.I.P.
I love adventure stuff. Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Angelina. Or the other one.
No.
What's her name? Shalenko? What was her name? The actress. I'm fighting for
Alicia Vikander.
That's exactly what I said.
That one was boring.
I didn't watch it because
boring.
I don't
like her
shows that objectify women.
That one didn't do that.
I didn't watch it, so I wouldn't know.
but I like that style, and I think like the Relic Runners, and there's the one that's Real Time Temple.
Real time temple.
Is it Temple? No.
There's a name of a game, Real Time Temple.
There's the one that's like it's real time. You're trying to get out of the temple.
Yes, the temple. Yeah, I know what you're talking
I forget.
about.
Like I have never played that, but
I think I got it.
maybe Lost Ruins of Arnak. People tried to make Lost Ruins of Arnak, but that is not.
I've got an IP
It's
for
just
you
a worker placement
for your
game.
crazy Avenger game.
What?
The Orville. Redenbacher. But no, that would make a great adventure game. Craziness, space. Seth MacFarlane, which Seth MacFarlane's jokes are just one random thing said to something else.
Yeah. A flashback.
Which I don't like, because it's like literally you just say something and then you say this thing and compare it to this thing, and it's humorous.
That reminds me of the time I saw Bob Dole buying bananas.
Yeah. Like, it's so hot. This is hotter than a, and you just insert two random things.
It's hotter than it's hotter than a Han Solo falling in a volcano.
This is what, no, you see, you're not Seth MacFarlane. You're no Seth MacFarlane.
That's true. I'm not a writer.
You're far from MacFarlane.
McFarlane.
This is hot as a blanket. Yeah, you know, they do that. That's all he does.
McFarlane sounds like a sandwich you get at McDonald's. I'll take the McFarlane.
That was not as funny as
Blank stares.
of your lip jokes.
Lip
Jokes.
junks.
Lip jokes.
That's called mustache lip junk.
But either way, IPs, I think, can ruin a game. Fortunately, Fistful of Meeples did not go with the Fistful of Dollars IP.
Yeah.
There was no Ennio Morricone soundtrack.
It's insinuated.
It is insinuated,
Because,
but it's not in. It's not there.
But it's not there.
It's not there.
It's just a straight up Moncala.
It's a pun, and it is a Moncala.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very light Moncala where there's around the board just these various little buildings, a bunch of buildings, a saloon, and a
12
jail.
buildings, saloon, jail, and a graveyard.
4 different types of meeples that are all colored: brown, yellow, red, and blue, and one special meeple that's purple. And you select a building, pick up all the meeples, and either you choose go left or right and set them next to those buildings, and those meeples do those actions. The brown meeples are builders, and if you can spend the resources to build, you can claim that building. Yellow workers are miners, and they give you money if they go to your building. The red are robbers, they rob the miners. The blue are deputies, they arrest, and the red bandits.
Thieves.
And it's a very simple Moncala game.
The thieves rob. You get 2 things out of the bag.
I
from
don't
whatever
like
it is.
Moncalas.
Really?
I like rondelles. I am pro rondelle. I'll tell you this right now.
We've been pro Rondell.
We've been viciously
wait.
pro rondelle.
Hold your horses. You have been anti-Rondell.
No, I've been on the fence.
No, you have been. You have been so, because you're so outspokenly and take such harsh stances. You have been anti-Rondell from the get-go.
No.
I have recently come out as pro-Rondell, and I've said every game I like so far is pro-Rondell.
I have been rondelle curious. I have now shifted to where I enjoy rondelle. Thank you, Jason Dinger and Captains of the Gulf and Curious City Cargo. Curious City Cargo? What was it called? What was it called? Crescent City Cargo. Sorry. Mixing.
It's a Curious City.
Curious City Cargo. I wonder what's in this box.
Curious?
That's
Curious.
This looks like cocaine. No, it's just sugar. But no, this is just a Moncala.
But you like Gold West?
But that's
the Moncala in that?
That's different.
But the crux of the game is where you put those things in.
I know. Am I a hypocrite?
You are a hypocrite. You are an extreme. Much like Bill
Pullman?
No, not Pullman. The other one.
Bill who?
The extreme. Game over, man. Game over.
Oh, Paxton.
Much like Bill Paxton and Twister, you're the extreme.
He didn't say game over, man.
No, he's the extreme.
Did you know I watched a thing about that, about Twister, about Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt? It also has Carrie. How do you say Carrie's name? The guy from who's Princess Bride? Eels?
Carrie Elwes.
Elwes. I never can say his name.
Elwes.
Elwes. Yeah. Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton apparently hated each other.
Really?
Yes, it was.
It always saddens me when I hear stuff like that.
I hate that. I don't really like Helen Hunt that much.
She was like,
But she was a thing for a little bit.
yeah, like
That Mad About You show.
Mad About You,
Paul
Twister,
Reisner was useless.
the one show with Jack Nicholson,
Oh, As Good as It Gets.
As Good as It Gets.
The Oscar-winning show.
Right.
Put Cuba Gooding Jr. on the map. That one.
Like she made those, and then that's was
Greg
it.
Kinnear. Are you about to make right now, Bill? I tell you right now, Ben Maddox is spinning in his grave. R.I.P. Ben. All the trash you like, and you're like, I don't know that one show.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I
How
just said
dare you.
I just said she.
I love. Here's an IP for you.
Her star burned bright and short.
Here's an IP for you. With Jack Nicholson. Chinatown. I don't know what the IP type of board game would be.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like a detective game.
You don't watch shows and think, what mechanisms would
I do ask myself that all the time.
Don't chew.
I'm not chewing into the
I
mic.
can't.
Hey, this is expensive RSMA. People,
ASMR.
Seth.
You're dyslexic.
people would love this. Meridian response chewing.
Enrique, you've been silent very much
Did you
this
think
episode.
of an IP?
What did you think of A Fistful of Meeples?
I thought it was a pretty nice little quick game.
Okay, that's insightful. Next.
No, let him talk.
I'm complimenting him.
No, you cut him off to
I'm sorry.
interject something snarky.
I'm sorry. I retract my snark.
And you're eating chips. Go ahead.
But it's just a nice little quick game. Nothing too... Because when we first began, y'all thought it was just a complicated game. It's like... Oh,
No, I knew it wasn't complicated. I played it before. The rules are... Remembering what each color of meeple does. There's 4 or 5 different colors of meeples. If you remember, when I use this one, it does this. When I use this one, it does that.
yeah, but
That's like the hardest part of the game. Everything else is... And the shootouts, I loved the shootouts.
the shootouts were a nice little touch.
I killed upwards of 4 people in this game.
I think it was 5 people.
I put everyone in that graveyard. That graveyard was full of bodies made by Gabi Moraga.
I don't even think the game lasted, 10 minutes?
Oh, it was a good 20 minutes.
Was it 20 minutes? I feel like it was shorter than that.
Hey there, big boy.
I'm ready. What's your IP?
Like, from the shows that I watch and just, like, games I play, there's just no, like, good IPs that I can think of.
Because you
Baywatch.
watch trash.
And it's just, they just
Baywatch.
wouldn't, I feel like they just wouldn't work.
You have to save so many drowning people.
It'd be just...
Prospero
On jet skis.
Watch it. Prospero Hall's gonna make that next.
Baywatch.
Which one though? Hawaii?
No,
the original?
OG. You
think
gotta
the OG?
Baywatch Nights, make it risque.
What about Baywatch, the remake show with The Rock and
No.
F? What's his name? Efron.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Efron.
Zach F. Scott
Yeah, I
Fitzgerald.
remember it because it sounds like saffron.
And yeah, that was it was awful.
You watched it?
No, the reviews were
I
awful.
don't watch shows that objectify women.
Enrique,
Yes.
anything further about Fistful of Meeples? Or have you said all you have to say?
I believe I've said all that
Okay.
that I need to.
Okay, so
Okay.
what would you rate it between?
How many meeples
1
would you give it? A
10?
fistful? A half fistful? A third of a fistful?
If I was doing a rating of 1 through 5, I would probably give it...
Sure, let's go by that scale that we've never used so far on the
But
show.
no, let's keep doing it.
Okay, do it.
I would say be 3.
So that's a copious amount of meeples
That's a 6 out of 10.
in your fist. And your fist is so small, so it'd probably be overflowing. So it is a fist, indeed, a fistful of meeples. I enjoyed it. I thought it was, for it being a very light.
It's a good game.
So far, we've played 2 games, the Fast and the Furious game and this game, that are both games with mechanics that I generally don't like. Co-op, Moncala, enjoyed them both.
I enjoy Moncalas and Rondales. And I remember our episode where we talked about my boy Rondale, but also there was the Mondale or the Roncala.
Roncala.
That was at Crusaders Thy Will Be Done. That may have been the episode where you were staunchly declaring your hate of
Well, I didn't like
Rondales.
Crusaders, that would be done.
Well, I mean,
I
it was,
don't like Crusaders.
I don't care for them either. They did some very bad things.
I just didn't like the game.
The game was not good. Actually, that game was fine.
Seth Jaffe, I believe, did that, and it was good artwork.
My
Really-
Jaffe Taffy. My Jaffe Taffy.
Either way, our next game that we're going to talk about on the next episode is the one that impressed me the most, and you're just going to have to guess and think to yourself, what could it be?
What could it be?
Who knows? It's a conspiracy. Who knows?
That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Gobby.
This is Jerry.
This is
Thank you for tolerating this episode of the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.